Live, Jesse McCartney.
Who's the bald guy with the beard?
Take a guess.
Yeah.
The bald guy with the beard.
Screaming loud.
It makes it sound like we've got
That's the loudest scream I've ever heard.
Right. It's almost like you make it sound like we've got an audience of bald guys with beards. And which one is it? Which one was the screamer? Now, congratulations and happy birthday. You recently turned 18.
I did. Thank you very much.
And you do realise that, I know in the States, 21, legal drinking age. In Australia, come on, my friend. Cheers. Allow me to ruin the inside of my system.
Cheers.
Get it down, yeah. Good on you, mate. No, good on you. Ooh, there we go.
Yeah, actually, I had a big 18th birthday party in LA with all my friends and family. It was cool. Very cool.
Now, when you turn 18 in the States, it's not as big as turning 18 here, would it be? Because you can't drink.
Well, no, you can't. But it was still fun. The LA is pretty laid back when it comes to this kind of stuff. You still get into the clubs and have a good time. So it was cool.
Now, you have just arrived in the country, and this is not on your first trip to Australia, but your first trip overseas.
Overseas.
Did you get in all right?
I did. I slept most of the way.
Double check your boogie board bag when you entered the country.
I did.
Good, excellent.
I did, but I had no concept of time. I got on the airplane and I slept like 11 hours, and I looked over at the stewardess and I had no idea. I asked her what time it was. My watch is all off, so I'm just kind of adjusting. I get out. I get into the hotel and I walk out because I'm going on my first little journey in Australia, and I walk out and I look to the left to look for the cars. And meanwhile, there's a car coming this way. It's about to run me over, so I'm just kind of adjusting.
Yes, be mindful of that. Be very mindful of that. Will you do any driving while you're here?
I don't know. I'm going to try. Everything's opposite. The steering wheel's on the right side.
It's totally cool. Everything's just nuts in this place. Yeah. We're crazy ass. Now, I mentioned, of course, not just here in the audience, but out the front, there's a throng of screaming ladies. And, I don't know, probably some guys. I don't want to pigeonhole. You've got a very broad audience. What's the craziest fan moment you've ever had?
Craziest? Well, there's been a couple. I remember this one girl. She was so excited to come. I forget where we were. We were in California. And I was signing autographs at a table. It was one of those really flimsy tables. It was one of those collapsible tables. And she's running, and it was like a slow motion commercial. You could see the whole thing happening. And she's running. She comes and she leaps over the table to come give me a hug. Falls right in the middle. The table collapses. She eats her up and a sandwich. She had to be rushed to the medic. It was a really big. And then this one girl, she gave me a thong, a G-string.
Oh, G-string, okay.
With my face, G-string?
So it was there before she gave it to you?
Yes.
Okay. Everything's a bit backwards here, I'm not sure. Now, one thing I do know about you, actually, speaking of the ladies might like you, but I know a lady that you actually have a bit of a crush on is Marsha Cross from Desperate Housewives. It's just, I don't know, for an 18-year-old it seems like a strange
It sounds
crush.
strange.
It does.
It sounds strange. There's something about, she's got this sexy older woman thing going on for her. And, Desperate Housewives is a huge show in the States, and I'm sure it's very big here. Yes. Well, there's just one scene that she does. She's in this, sexy lingerie, and she's climbing in bed with her lover, and she goes to, you know how crazy and how she's OC. She's got, this obsessive compulsive disorder. And there's this cheese sandwich hanging over the, next to the table, and the cheese is about to drip on her perfectly, clean carpet, and she's about to make love to him. She goes and she reaches for the sandwich in her lingerie, and she looks beautiful. I don't know, there's something about it. I met her in person.
And was she everything you expected and hoped to be?
She was. She's
But you have a lady fair. You do have a girlfriend?
I do. Back in LA.
That's when Lady Fair was a girlfriend.
Yeah. You know, I'm studying the Australian slang book right now.
Street mother throw another shrimp on the barbie. Didgeridoo, billabong. And you've got your... None of that made any sense anyway. They're just laughing because they're snobs. They're ochre snobs. But you've got your high school prom, your big end-of-year school ball coming
in June.
And she can't attend. You can go to hers.
I can go to hers. And
what are you going to do? March across? You and March across?
Yeah, that's not going to go over well at all. So I have to send her a picture of a lady that it's going to be a very big. It's going to be World War III if who I take to the prom. Her graduation is in Los Angeles on the same day as my prom that is in New York. Well, so I may be going by myself.
Best of luck with that, and look, if you have any trouble, I'm sure Kyle can hook you up with someone. He's got a few contacts there, so if he offers you any suggestions, just politely refuse.
Sounds like a plan.
Now, of course, I was about to grab another beer, but as of course we know, Summerland is on Channel 10 on Sundays, and also, of course, the single Beautiful Soul #1 this week from the debut album of the same name for Jesse McCartney, ladies and gentlemen.